Hi, yo ho ho. It's Miss Becky, and I have a question for you today. What do you think of when you think of the word treasure? And treasure can mean different things to different people. Treasure can be jewels, like my ring, or treasure could be a favorite game, especially say if you beat your brother or sister at that game. That could be like a treasure to feel like, I'm the winner. Treasure can be some cool toy that someone else doesn't have. Like this. These are magnets. And they can pick up lots of other things, other treasure things. So that can be someone's treasure. But today we're going to explore a little bit about what do pirates treasure, and also what does this little spaniel treasure. This book is called Peg Leg Peak, and it's by Bree Spengler. It's a very sweet book, Peg Leg Peak. And this book was published by Alfred A. Knopf. Hello there. How are you today? Not so good. Sniff. Oh my, it looks like your leg is as stiff as a board. I have a boo-boo. Oh. What happened? I broke it. Oh, so it's a cast. I thought you were a pirate. A pirate? You're silly. I'm a Pekingese. Ooh, I thought it was a spaniel. It's Pekingese. It's kind of dog. Well, you could be a pirate with a peg leg. Oh? A big hat with a plume and a scarf, too. Ooh, foofy hat. Smashing scarf. I like it. Scarf's green. Fine. And don't forget your eye patch. Yar, never, for I am a pirate. It still hurts. Oh, you're a great pirate. I bet you can find something to make you feel better. Like what? A treasure. Ah, yes. I shall seek my treasure. Do you know where to look for your treasure? I'm a Peg Leg Peak, the pirate. Of course I know where to look. Right there that says sextant. We steer east. Well, east it is. Let's find your treasure. Yes. Which way is east? East is this way. Oh, yes, thanks. Ow, 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 my boo-boo. I bet the treasure will make you feel better. Oh, yes, Keep going. Remember, X marks the spot. Oh, that's a lovely anchor you've got there. Yes, solid iron, a very nice model. Gee whiz, you just dropped it. Aye, we're stopping. See the X? We're here? How exciting! Aha! 'Tis my treasure! What's inside? My blankie. All better. So, for Pegleg Pete, the blankie was the treasure. That's what she wanted the most, that made her feel better. So, sometimes what will make you feel all better is making something. So I have this little kit, and right now in July, it's been pretty hot. So that's made me think, it'll be nice when it's not July anymore, and maybe when it cools down. So, you know, a lot of grown-ups who make Christmas crafts and presents actually do start on them in summer, so you could too. So for this one, you peel off the white paper and you stick part of your craft there. You have any idea what this one is? And then you put the other part there. And there you have it. You have a kitty ornament. And it looks like the kitty's treasure is this toy mouse. My kitty loves to knock his toys under the stove. That's where he keeps his treasure. Now, if you have a pet, maybe you can think about what your pet's treasure is. My dog's treasure probably, I have 2 dogs, and their treasure is probably each other. Because they love to play together and run together and eat together and sleep together, drink water together. They love to do everything together. If you had one of these, a parrot, your treasure might be a cracker. Because they always say, "All I want a cracker." So let's find out what the parrot wants in our last book. This book is a really fun one to read, but it's a mouthful. It's called Pirates Pete Talk Like a Pirate. And it is by Kim Kennedy. And the pictures are by Doug Kennedy. Pirate Pete's Talk Like a Pirate. And this book is published by Abrams Books for Young Readers. Pirate Pete had the most amazing ship ever to sail the high seas, but he needed a crew. Not any old crew would do, however. "I needs me a pirate crew," Pete told his parrot, "and I know just where to find one, Rascal Island." "To Rascal Island we go!" cried the bird. Pete spun the wheel toward the Sea of Mischief, and soon his speedy ship had reached Rascal Island. Pete dropped anchor in the bay, and then he hung a sign across the ship's bow. "Buccaneers wanted." Before long, a boat filled with rascals rowed up to the ship. Pete rubbed his hands in glee. They were the dirtiest, most mischievous, the sneakiest looking scallywags and scurvy dogs that he'd ever laid his eye on. One by one, the rascals climbed aboard the ship. "Listen up, mateys," announced the parrot. "If you wants to sail with Pete, then you've got to prove you've got what it takes." Pete nodded and declared, "You needs a peg leg and an old eye patch, a fierce-looking hook, and a beard you can scratch. You gots to load a cannon and know how to fire it, but most of all, you gots to talk like a pirate. A rascal stepped forward, loaded the cannon, and fired it. Nice firing, said Pete. And I see you got some peg leg, a hook, and an eye patch, and that beard of yours. Does it hanker for a scratch? Oh, it is quite itchy, answered the man, especially during the summer when the weather tends to be sultry. Blow me down, bellowed Pete. You don't talk like a pirate. Walk the plank. As the man splashed overboard, Pete hollered, You should have said, when the sun's ablaze and me beard gets the itches, worse than a bucket of sand down me britches. Next, ordered the parrot. Pete squinted at the rest of the rascals and said, You gots to be stubborn and mighty cranky. You gots to be dirty and awfully stanky. You gots to load a cannon and know how to fire it. But most of all, you gots to talk like a pirate. A rascal stepped forward, loaded the cannon, and fired it. Nice firing, said Pete. And I can see that you're plenty dirty and stanky. But is you stubborn and cranky? Oh, indeed, replied the rascal. Sometimes I'm very irritable, especially when I don't eat my breakfast. Shiver me timbers, shouted Pete. You don't talk like a pirate. Walk the plank. As the rascal went overboard, Pete cried, You should have said, I's as mean as a shark that's stuck in a tub when I'm not scarfed down me morning grub. Next, squawked the parrot. Pete glared at the rascals and said, You gots to love treasure, why it's your duty to plunder ship and shore for gleaming booty. You gots to load a cannon and know how to fire it. But most of all, you gots to talk like a pirate. A rascal stepped forward, loaded a cannon, and fired it. Nice firing, said Pete. And judging by the gold and rubies you're flaunting, I see you've done your some plundering in your day. Oh, that is correct, said the rascal. I've misappropriated a number of fine jewels without permission. Blimey, said Pete. You don't talk like a pirate. Walk the plank. As the rascal leaped overboard, Pete shouted, You should have said, I've pilfered loot on land and sea, and no man's say-so has ever stopped me. Next, blared the parrot. Pete shook his head. He had finally lost his patience. He curled up his lip at the last rascal and declared, You gots to trim the sails and mind the deck. You gots to be brave in case of shipwreck. You gots to load a cannon and know how to fire it. But most of all, you gots to talk like a pirate. The rascal walked forward, loaded the cannon, and fired it. Nice firing, said Pete. But is you brave? 'Cause no lily-livered seafarer is ever going to sail with me. Oh, I can assure you that I am extremely courageous, said the rascal. I will conduct myself with valor at all times. Confound it, shouted Pete, stamping his foot. You don't talk like a pirate. Walk the plank. As the rascal dropped overboard, Pete yelled, You should have said, I've not a yellow-bellied bone from me head to me toes. I'll stand brave upon the ship wherever she goes. Can you believe it? Pete moaned to his parrot. Out of all them rascals, not a one was fit for the crew. 'Tis true, squawked the bird, by the powers, they's no more than a bunch of spiffies and sprogs. None of them is fit to go a swashbuckling and plundering for pieces of 8 upon the briny blue on this here vessel. Pete blinked. Why, you talk just like a pirate, he cheered to the bird. You're all the crew I needs. Weigh anchor. Aye, aye, said the parrot, and off they sailed. Back to the high seas went Pete and his bird. A pirate ship always gets the last word. They looked for a crew so they could hire it, but blimey, none of them could talk like a pirate. So, a treasure can be something you made for, oh, my kitty's head fell off. Try again. Glue apparently not dried. Something you made for somebody. Maybe spending time playing games with somebody. Learning cool things. You know, like even the paperclip sticks to it. Reading books. Spending time wearing funny costumes. This is a hat. Can you believe it? But one of my favorite kinds of treasure is represented here by Garfield. Garfield was given to the library by Miss Gina Scott. Miss Gina Scott passed on this summer, but her impression of her happiness to be here and her care for the kids and here at the library and all the schools where she substituted and her acting still lives on. So probably one of my favorite treasures is things that were from people that aren't with us anymore. So we miss you, Gina, but we'll always remember you and we'll always keep the toys you brought. So I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you can look around and find a treasure of your own. And I hope that you can be brave enough to wear silly hats. And I hope to see you in the library very soon. Bye.